All right, the Atlanta Falcons are going to be a good team, better than most people think, but they're getting ignored by the national media. If you're new to our channel, that's what we talk about here. Teams and stories that just never get covered by the national media. The Atlanta Falcons are one of those teams. We're Detroit Lions fans, so we know all about just not getting the coverage. No one ever believes in you. I get it. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. So the Falcons made a move that is now coming to fruition in the joint practices, right? So it's like, oh my gosh, what a genius move by the Atlanta Falcons. Before we get started, let me know your all-time favorite Atlanta Falcons player. Atlanta Falcons fans, help me out. I mean, I just go with Vic. I mean, I know that's kind of like a cop-out answer, but give me somebody that I'm not thinking of, somebody that was sneaky good that maybe didn't get the credit that they deserved when they were with the Atlanta Falcons. So here's the move. Defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen. They hire him this offseason. No one's ever heard of this guy. It's like, whatever, new defensive coordinator. You look at his bio and it's like, oh my gosh, he was with the Saints these last few seasons from really for the last 17 to 20. And he spent, oh, no, I'm sorry. It was there where Nelson met general manager Terry Fonetto, who spent 18 seasons with the Saints front office. So he was familiar with him. And then he comes here to the Atlanta Falcons. And here's the deal. Atlanta Falcons, from training camp to joint practices, it's been like defense is doing really well. Offensively, don't know yet, see what's going to go on there, but defensively, flying around the football, you can't run on them. Run defense is great. So it's a combination of the GM putting good players together. We'll look at that, but it's like, wait a second, you now have a defensive coordinator that during his time in New Orleans, the Saints put together 55 regular season and postseason games without allowing a 100-yard rusher. Knows how to stop the run, knows how to do well defensively with assignments, puts his guys in the right position. You combine that with the Atlanta Falcons having Grady Jarrett. I touched on that, a guy that nobody talks about, who's just a mainstay, plays almost every game, every season. Calais Campbell, Bud Dupree, Richie Grant, Jesse Bates, Okudah. Hopefully he comes back and he's good. Mike Hughes and Okudah had them last year. Good corners. I mean, seriously, good corners. They're not that bad. And so they're kind of Mike Hughes is perfect rotational piece. Linebackers are good, flying around, looking strong. It's like, what the heck? So why do I say that? Falcons defense shines again in second day of joint practices with the Dolphins. In this article, they go on to say how the Atlanta Falcons were very sticky on receivers, and that Miami Dolphins weren't just like, whatever. Like they're trying, they've got their horses in, they're trying to do their thing. So it's really awesome to see that if you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, because offensively, kind of some question marks, got the pieces, got some explosive pieces, but hey, be kind of nice, right? We'd all love if our defense was just solid. Saw it last year with the Lions. First half of the season, giving up 30, 40 points to the Miami Dolphins. One of those games was like 47 points, the Miami Dolphins. It's like, you can't, what are you doing with this? But the back half of the season, allowing about 20 points a game. There you go. You're in the game. Every single game you're in. And now you're playing, right? But when a team can just kind of get out to a 2-touchdown lead, and then, Desmond Ritter is trying to pass it, it's just I'll throw it all out the window. But if your defense can be good, that's when you can win some of those 50-50 games, those toss-up games that a lot of NFL games come down to. So Falcons defense was 11 on 11, swarming to the football, making every pass tough, a couple sacks, several forced incompletions. Every rep, especially in the pass game, was difficult. So we've heard a lot about the run defense, and now they're saying that the pass defense is good. Absolutely love that. So here, the GM rebuilt the defense on all three levels through free agency and the draft. A fun team to watch this year, or a team to watch this year. Kelly Price. Falcons defense having a day. This group is so fun to watch, and these DBs are out here doing work. In the situational drill, Troy Anderson, D. Elford, Jalen Hawkins, all in on the action. So if you go back here, Jalen Hawkins right here, safety. I mean, this is a team that I'm just curious to see, because why am I so interested in the Atlanta Falcons? A couple reasons. Number one, nobody's talking about them. And you look at their defense. If their defense is good, they've got enough splash pieces on offense to, who knows? I mean, seriously, who knows? But you're going to be in games, and you're in a manageable division. That's all. Everybody's kind of going through a rebuild-ish kind of situation. It's wide open. You win your division. Think about what winning the division is. And I know we put emphasis on it, but I don't think we put enough emphasis on it. Win your division. Because then you have a home playoff game, which you feel really good about that. And then you win that. You're at home, you win one, crowd's going crazy. I mean, the Atlanta Falcons win the division. You kidding me? The place will be going nuts. And now you're like, oh, game away from Super Bowl. I mean, that's kind of, or 2 games, whatever, you're right there. So that's why this team is so intriguing. They've got the defense to keep them in games. Like, it's clear now. At first, it was like, hey, man, defense is doing good against their own sucky offense, right? Like, that's what you could say in training camp. But then as you move into joint practices, you get a really good look at, all right, now this defense is strong. It's tough. Can't run against them. Assignment sound, athletic linebackers, good secondary, Grady Jarrett. I mean, that's what's exciting if you are an Atlanta Falcons fan. And hey, always love the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, the thing about them is love the jerseys, because they can go classic or new. It all looks cool. And then, Michael Vick gets there, and that's when I was like, what? I got to watch this. I got to see this. And then Michael Vick and the Falcons came up to the Lions, and when the Lions weren't very good, and it was like, oh no, Michael Vick, but he fumbled a bunch. And I think the Lions won that, or at least it was a game. It was at least fun, but it was like Lions were in the worst part of their franchise history, like early, whenever it was, 05, 06, and 07, 08. And Michael Vick comes up, and it's just like, this is not going to be good. But he fumbled. And he had fumble issues once in a while. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Remember to let me know your favorite Atlanta Falcons player all time. Somebody that's just like a little sneaky that you were like, I really like this guy, but he never got enough credit. But anyway, back to this. Last thing I'll say. A division that's wide open is something that I've never experienced as a Lions fan, because you think about it, it was Brett Favre, and then it was Aaron Rodgers. Just like the Packers just kind of locked it up for 25 years. So it's like, we need the Packers to kind of, so what I'm saying is take advantage of this. It's wide open. Anything can happen, and win the division home playoff game. Awesome. I mean, it's like, okay, sounds easier said than done. I get it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.